Plaintiff Heather Shull says she was here in Judge Mathis's courtroom once before, suing one of her daughters. And now she's back suing her other daughter. Heather claims the defendant is stubborn and refused to listen when Heather tried to get her away from her abusive ex. And Heather's suing her today for breach of contract. Defendant Tayasia Carnes says she and her mother have a close relationship, but they don't always see eye to eye. Tayasia admits that she was hanging with a bad crowd, and as a result, she was arrested for underage drinking. But she insists her former roommate owes her mother, not her.
Start with you.
Okay, so first off, Your Honor, I would like to say thank you. In 2008, I bring my other daughter, Sierra, here, and I did sue her and won the case, and she was able to learn a lot from it, and so was I. So here I am.
So that's why you're bringing her to learn. All right.
Defendant Tayasia Carnes is being sued by her mother, who claims she tried to get Tayasia away from her abusive ex for years, but Tayasia refused to listen.
Anything else you want to give me some background on this daughter?
Yes, so due to Tayasia's life, she didn't really learn love and understanding in a relationship. She learned that obsessiveness and abuse was okay in love, and that was love.
Where did she learn that from?
Just from my past and my history of my past relationships.
Got it.
So when she turned 16, she found a young man who she thought she loved and loved her, and he showed her that obsessiveness and the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get her to stop seeing him, and she just continually bring him in my house without me knowing, refused to not see him, being a teenage daughter. And so I tried everything I possibly could. And he would do things like she would break up with him, and then he would be obsessive, and he would like pretend he cut himself all up and he was jumped and drop himself at my doorstep. And she would again come to rescue him.
He wasn't obsessive, he's a nut.
Yes. So she would again come to rescue him and think that this was okay and that, you know, his behavior.
He would cut himself and fall down on your doorstep.
Yes.
Go ahead. All right. And so she became his rescuer?
Yes. So when she was 16, she had broken up with him and she was out with friends. He did not like the fact that she was out with friends. He broke into her bedroom through the window. And when this happened, he found out she was out with other males included, being a group of people. And he called the cops, said that she used domestic violence against him. Well, the cops came the very next day and asked her, have you been drinking? She said yes. And she didn't lie to the officer, nothing like that. She told him exactly what she drank. They charged her with a citation. Couldn't find any evidence of domestic violence, but they did charge her with underage drinking. So as time went on, and she just continuously been in and out of bad relationships, she has since then broken up with him, and he is now far away from her. She has not progressed at all with any relationships like this. So that's the good news.
Good.
But we are failed now to where there is this breach that she has failed to.
Okay, we'll get into that. You want to give me some background, young lady?
So I have a really close relationship with my mom. I love my mom. But we don't always see eye to eye on things. She doesn't like the people that I have in my life, the people that like friends and past boyfriends. She's never liked a boyfriend of mine. And she doesn't like the people who I hang out with.
You think she should have liked that one she was describing?
At first I thought that. I was like, he's a great guy. Like she's just, you know, mad and yeah.
Okay, so she was right. And I don't know about the other boyfriends you're referring to her not liking, but if she didn't like that one initially and she ended up being right, who knows? She may have been right about the others, but in this instance, she was right by your own admission. Did you finish high school?
No. No, I did not, Your Honor.
Why?
I dropped out. Honestly, there was no reason for me to drop out. I just dropped out.
Did any of your friends drop out?
A few of them, yes, Your Honor. They dropped out.
You were running with the wrong crowd. You ever been arrested?
Yes, I've been arrested for
what?
underage drinking.
Underage drinking, that's it?
Underage drinking, and I had an assault charge and a disorderly conduct.
But that's it.
What do you think is going on with you? Why do you think you're troubled or have been troubled?
I hung out with friends that drink constantly.
Why?
Just because I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun to party all the time because that's what they were doing. So I thought it was a blast.
All right. Have you determined it isn't?
After getting arrested, yeah, it's not worth it at all.
So why won't you go and get your diploma, GED, or anything?
I was working on it, but then I dropped back out.
Why?
My diploma. Because I have to work to pay all my fines from getting arrested.
You can't work and take classes at the same time?
I mean, I don't think, my alcohol classes that I have to take, and kind of interfere with me going to school.
How long do you have to do that?
I take 5 classes in total.
When will you be done? When did you start?
I haven't started yet. I start next week.
You said that's what keeps you from doing anything.
I just
and you haven't even started. How long will it take to finish those?
5 classes and then I'm done.
How long will that take? 6 months? 1 year? 2 years? You have any idea?
I think for 2 weeks.
That's your excuse now for not going to get a GED or a high school diploma? That's what you're telling me today? Whatever it is stopping you from taking care of your business, there's some way you can address it. So all these excuses you're giving me, that's nothing.
Defendant Taisha Carnes is being sued by her mother, who claims she tried to get Taisha away from her abusive ex for years, but Taisha refused to listen.
Let's get to the contract that you're suing her about.
In November of 2015, she came to me and she asked me to cosign. She was working. She was doing what she needed to do to get ahead in life. So I agreed to cosign under the assumption that she was going to pay her rent every month on time. And December came around and she lost her job due to the fact of no transportation. And she came to me. I paid January, February, and March's rent. In April, I had moved into my own place with my 2 younger children, so I explained to her I could not help anymore. So she got evicted with a roommate, and I now have to pay unpaid rent, late fees, cleaning fees, damages, storage fees, miscellaneous fees, service notice fees, and a finance charge, which they are garnishing from.
You have something you want me to look at? They're garnishing your wages now?
They are threatening to garnish my wages.
Yeah. And what type of job was she working? Was it minimum wage?
It was like $9 an hour, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's not much. You don't even have a GED or a high school diploma. But you have to have something beyond that in this economy. I mean, there's nothing else other than a skilled trade, a community college degree, or a university degree that's going to get you ahead. Nothing else, unless you want to make minimum wage. So, and minimum wage doesn't take care of a person. You can't get ahead on minimum wage independently. Now, if you want to be poor, then don't get your GED and whatever. You'll be poor the rest of your life. You don't get a skilled trade. Don't go to a community college. See how that works out for you. That's how that goes. Very easy calculation. What do you say to this, ma'am, the rent that you failed to pay that is now having her garnished?
Well, we had made that agreement to where I was supposed to pay with my roommate. But since I wasn't making enough money to pay the full rent, and he was making more money than I was, then me and him agreed that I was going to pay for the groceries and the phone bills and things like that, like the extras, and he was going to pay the rent. And that's when he got fired from his job, and that's when I quit my job because I didn't have transportation, so we couldn't pay.
What type of job did he have?
He was a construction worker.
Which is good paying. And how did he lose his job?
He got into a lot of hardcore drugs. And,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the problem is she has the ability to sue both or one or the other. And she's chosen to sue you because you're probably the only one she can catch up with. So I'm going to have to grant her judgment. You've heard my advice. Hopefully you'll listen. $2,282. Have a good day. Your judgment.
I think Taisha's learned a valuable lesson, and I think that she will further her education, and I think she'll do better in life.
Hopefully she'll stop harassing me about it now. Now that it's done and over with, I can move on with my life.